We're going to take you into Rocky Point, which is our region of the Pacific Northwest that highlights our seals and sea lions. So for you folks that have been to the SeaWorld parks before, you know you've been into Antarctica, seeing our penguins. That's a special lighting system that we have. We have to do that level and higher of animal lighting, advanced animal lighting system for every single animal in the park because everybody's indoors. So our lighting system is able to identify as its full spectrum lighting. So we have UVA, UVB. You can actually stand around in the summer and get a suntan when you're inside the habitat. So the trainers could do that. But this is highlighting the Pacific Northwest, and it allows us to really recreate where the sea lions and seals would live, including changing the seasons with lighting, having the different intensities. The other thing about all of our animal habitats is they are what we consider a dynamic habitat, which means the water is balanced for mammals, birds, fish, invertebrates, reptiles, everything that could possibly live that normally would live in here. So the sea lions and the seals live with fish, they live with invertebrates. We have underwater viewing in the area, above water. We actually have 3 different levels that you can view the habitat from. And I will tell you that once our sea lions got in, it took them a little while to go back home because they really thought they had just gone to Shangri-La for sea lions. We're going to walk around on the other side and show you guys another view of this that doesn't have a window. We also try to include a number of interactives for the children. So they're walking through talking about where sea lions can go to understand how sea lions move. So giving the kids an opportunity to really learn at their pace. We have a Feed the Sea Lions program, just like you see in the traditional SeaWorld parks in the US, to interact with the animals themselves. There's also food for humans. Pretzel Point is up here, which is very, very tasty. But this will give you an even better idea of the habitat itself. Yep. Yep. So the animals decide to select where they want to go. One of the things that they have found is they really like shade at sometimes. So this is fun. So they all get up there and then they play King of the Rock, deciding who wants to do that. One of the very important things for animals and habitats is to give them variability in their life. So whether it's enrichment devices, whether it's different types of food, whether it's training sessions at different times a day. One of the things we wanted to do was create water motion. So the red buoy is actually an electronically generated wave ball, and we calibrate that throughout the day. Some days it can be nice and wavy like this. It actually can go twice that fast and make some really serious waves in here. Other days it can be flat calm, so you're going to simulate, is there a storm? Is there just a little bit of water motion? Is there a lot of water motion? But it makes their habitat just variable, which is the way you keep animals stimulated and the healthiest possible. Most of them are deciding to play King of the Rock at this point, but there's still some that are in there. We also have harbor seals that live in here. You guys are really gonna outdo me, aren't you? So you get the understanding of what it is really like off the coast. When we mentioned the park-wide game before, one of the things that you can activate by getting enough of the points on the game is you can activate the lighthouse. And then I was mentioning the zoological lighting. If you look up top, that's all the different lighting structures up there. That adjusts throughout the day, and it also adjusts to the time period for where the animals should live. So you're going to see some very interesting changes in the polar realm between Antarctica and Arctic. It could be super dark in Antarctica and super bright in the Arctic. So really giving everybody a true understanding of what it's like to be where the animals are from. You're lucky to be on this tour with Mitchell because Mitchell is actually the one that helped develop and put this presentation in. So this is taking what we've learned from all of our parks itself and applying that to the next generation of presentations. So the really fun thing about this, how many people have been to the Pacific Northwest? How many people have been to the sea lion caves in Oregon? 2 people. I know Mitchell's one of them. So there's a natural set of massive caves that are in Oregon that you will see hundreds of sea lions crawl into and rest during the evening. I went there as a little kid. And that memory stuck with me, and we wanted to come up with a new venue for a sea lion presentation. So we decided to recreate the sea lion caves from Oregon and put the sea lion presentation in a cave. It's a very, very unique show, very fun show. It is talking about making sure that you are fishing properly, that you shouldn't be doing illegal fishing. You have a ranger in it, you have the sea lions that help out, you have a number of other animals that will come in throughout the time, really engaging the guests, but there's a consistent conservation message through the presentation. We want people to have as much fun as possible, we want them to laugh, we want them to enjoy themselves, but at the end we want to make sure they understand just how important these environments are and why we have to take care of them, why we can't damage them, because what we do affects the animals, the natural animals in the region. But this is fun. It's really resonated very well. It's one of those shows that's very dynamic, very challenging for the trainers to work on. But what we've seen with the sea lions is they're catching on very, very quick. It's not Clyde and Seymour at this point. They are retired back in their previous parks, so their cousins are out here. This stadium itself holds 1,850 people. The rake is pretty amazing when you look up. If you look up to see just how much room is in the amphitheater itself. But a lot of the things we do for enrichments for the animals, when we were designing this, we were also thinking, okay, what would the animals want to do if they just had fun out here? They had time. They weren't in presentations. They were just coming out to have fun. And they've been able to show us that we hit this pretty well on the head. They really have a good time being out here with the staff. Also, a full media screen that will go along with the presentation itself that will give different scenes behind during the day and the evening. And then the screen behind the no fishing sign is actually a kabuki drop, and that is a piece of acrylic that looks into the sea lion habitat that you were just at. So when you're doing the presentation, you're actually seeing the sea lions behind in the habitat coming over to watch the show and be part of the presentation for the guests. There's always variability in the show, and the variability actually more comes from the sea lions than it does come from us, because they are going to say, you know, we're going to do this today, or we're going to do that. Again, going back to giving choice and control to our animals, it's their choice what they want to do. We don't force them to do anything, we ask, and so they challenge our staff on a consistent basis. So when the sea lions come out, this is their back of house holding. They don't go back there very often. We can shift them back to do cleaning of the habitat, and they shift voluntarily. If they choose not to, they choose not to. So we have places that are very reinforcing for them, but they stay out here as much as they want to.
Oh, there they are.
Yep.